everyone, welcome to the next video, and here we go. Okay, so I would like to add one part yet regarding the sketching, from all kind of models, the human form, of course, the kind of geometric analytic sketching form. So I would like to start with this kind of figure, and this is the cheapest one you can actually buy in the market. The only problem with this is that the head is extremely out of proportions of any kind. Yes. So for example, if we take all together this and compare with that, you have the kind of half proportions. But if you take just the head, yes, so you have 1, 2, you don't have even 3 heads. Yes. Oh wait, no, you have 3 heads and little. So it's kind of a little bit doesn't make sense. And this head, it should be at least, having form of real head. This is nothing. It's kind of like, to close the bottle of wine or something, cork or kind. So it's really unfortunate. But anyway, if it happens that you want to use it and it's very difficult, it's not very flexible, it has certain limits, yes. And but anyway, if you would use this kind of figure, you can use it, but I would strongly advise rather, to go with other figures I'm going to show you in the moment. But the interesting part today is, so in this, if they would change the head, would resemble, first of all, it would have the proportions, so a little bit shorter, yes, and a little bit larger here, as normal as you have the composite of 2 ellipses, yes, so it would make sense. But anyway, this, you can use it actually as just a reference, yes, as just a reference. So again, it's too large, so I don't going to draw all, but just little here. But the it's very nice. I'm using today craft paper and of course polychrome pencil, yes, polychromos pencil, very good pencils, one of the best, to sketch, especially on craft paper when you're using black and white. Yes, so it's very interesting to play those kind of geometric, forms on the craft paper. And how are you going to do it? Of course, because you are drawing now, you have to leave space for the another color, the white one. So don't be too don't make too many lines, black lines, because after cover them with the white is going to be difficult if you're going to have such kind of necessity. And how to work on the craft paper, I think I explained in one of my videos, but I'm just going to briefly show you here. So in craft paper, you draw from the black, yeah, degrading, modulate the, the shadow to the paper, yes, and then you leave a paper always between black and white, and from the other side you will have white, and you will just kind of go gently, and you will modify the surface, the chromatic surface of the paper with addition of a little bit white. You see, if I am adding just a little bit white, yes, right away, yes, this is different from that. And if you do the same with the black, just gently, little, you see, you modified the craft paper color to such color. And here you modify from craft paper to this color, yes, to lighter. Of course, if you push it more, yes, you're going to have much more intense modification of the craft paper surface. So let's please sketch. You can start sketching with either of those, but because on the craft paper, we're using very little white. It's just for the reflections of much more whiter parts, yes, like the core shadows and so on, yes. So we are actually, most of the time, I suggest you to start with the black, yes, but you have to have a very pointy pencil, yes. I a little bit lost my point because I was, drawing here, but anyway, it is okay. You always better keep it. Maybe I'm going to just sharpen it a little bit, because it is always better to have really you know, very, very pointy, very sharpy, yes? Sharper the top of the pencil is, yes, is much more, you know, pleasant to do very light lines. So again, we have 3/4, yes? I am drawing with you only 3/4 poses because the profile, you know, the profile and everything doesn't really, not very difficult. So the 3/4 is the best form. So now look, we have very bad head because this is not head. This is, I don't know what is it, yes? It shouldn't be cell like this even, but anyway, um, anyway. So use this model only. If you don't have any other, you can use this, but see the forms I was teaching you in the previous videos. So for example, for the head, yeah, you're going to take it, of course, what? You have this angle of the head, yes. You have to imagine yourself the other part, yeah. Or maybe we can imagine that this model is looking at you straight. Let's assume that that's the nose, yeah, that's the front of the head. I don't know if this is the front or the back. It's really hard to guess, yeah. But anyway, it seems to be much more appropriate to have here because it looks like you see kind of jaws and stuff. Anyway, so I'm going to use this as a front. So in this case, what you're going to do, you're going to do only elliptic form, yes? Going less or more, you see, but very light. Okay, I'm going to push it a little bit the black. Normally, I wouldn't do it, but I'm going to push it a little bit the black here, yes? So you have this ellipse, yes, of the head, yeah? Well, maybe slightly larger, yes, over there. And now look what is happening. The neck is kind of following this angle, yeah? And now 1/3 if you take, so it's going to be somewhere there. What do you have now? You see, you have an angle of the shoulders, yes, and the hips also going to have different angle. So you have all kind of one and another angle here, isn't it? This chest, as you see, you have like little 3/4 kind of form. Here you have very strong 3/4 because you see almost entire side of the pelvis and a little bit only the pubic, the front. Okay, so you have different turn here and different turn here. Here it goes that way, and here it goes that way. Yes, so if you sketch this, for example, so I would go a little bit, for example, in that direction, yes, the arms, yes, in that directions, okay, in that directions, yeah, and I follow. I go here almost like this, yes, and now we have to take the heads here in consideration. So you have 2 and 3, 4. Somewhere there, you have the pubic kind of part. It is means approximately this part, yes? In this part, but we have one angle here, and they go approximately half, yes? Something around those lines, you see? Yes? So as you go there, now you see you have the side of it, yes? So you can go right away, look, if you take the width of the head, so it's like one time here and another time over there, yeah? So you do the same as I was already saying you about this. So I take this width, I put there, I put another over there. So I kind of can go approximately and kind of pre-sketch, you know, the form here, yes? And I know that here I have, you see, this kind of, you know, pelvis angle there, yes? The first part of the figure. So now what I do? Of course, I see a little bit the top, you see the top there, yes? So now I know that I have to go with this little bit here, and I go that direction, yes? And I see a little bit the other side, and I have this kind of, I am operating with my forms, yes? So I'm gonna have, you see, the first part, the half of it, yes, is going to be approximately so, yeah? Okay? Because this torso, they shape it here, it is nice torso, but it doesn't, this line supposed to be, is depend now, what is the model? You see, if we take only the head and this part, yes, and this part, so you have on the second level, you know, if this is a man, so it's okay. But if it is a lady, it doesn't work. First of all, the head is too long. Yes, the head should be there. So now you have second is here, the mamelons of men, and there is for the lady. So this is kind of, it is not even unisex figure. Yeah. So you just completely ignore it. You just treat it as something three-dimensional so you can practice on it. But always take, look, if I take this measurement, it's going to be like 1, 2, and little. So you see 1, 2, and little. Well, I can make it a little bit larger here. Yeah, this part. Okay. And now over here, I don't going to start because you can also start from here, these parts. Yes. But I'm going to do it as I always do. Yes. Half of this part, and I'm going to have the pelvis. But now, what I see in the pelvis, that I see much more this part than that part. So it's approximately reverse situation. Yes. Another thing is here that this is larger and this is smaller, which is not normal. It looks like it's a man rather than any kind of lady, because that wouldn't be, in ladies would be the same here and the same there. And men, it is okay, but it's kind of really, really strange, this entire figure. Anyway, so now I do the reverse part. So now this part, yes, I see much more, yes, okay, and I go there, yeah, and I'm gonna have such kind of, where is it? Oh, sorry, it is there, yeah, it is there. So I'm gonna see a little bit the top, and this side I'm gonna put it like kind of, well, almost to half, yeah. So one part goes there, and another part goes there, yeah, something around those lines, okay. But you can do it a little bit more from one side on another. You see, the needle gum is very helpful in this case because look, you can actually stamp it. If you did a little bit too strong this, lines, you can always, you see, stamp with the needle gum, make it a little bit softer, everything. Yes. So that is the must. You have to have it. It's a very nice eraser and flexible needle gum. So, well, if you want to do it, because I am seeing differently that is on the camera. On the camera, you see a little bit less. I am seeing like half. So, I'm going to kind of, if I have to follow the camera, so I'm going to have the side a little bit like this, a little bit larger, yes? And this is going to be a little bit smaller here, yeah? So we're going to adjust these angles here and there, yeah? You're going to see something around those lines, yes? And here you see, of course, the side this way, that way, and it goes that way, here, over there, and so on. Okay, so we did the basic thing, yes, the basic thing. And now the arms. I see one arm here, so you see half head approximately goes there, but it's not really exactly, but we know the proportions, so we're going to use this figure just as a reference of something dimensional, but we're going to create our own perception of geometric form here. Okay, so you're going to go this way. And now, of course, what do we do else? Well, we add the arms. So we know that they're coming from here, yeah? One is from here, another going to be somewhere from there. And here it goes this way, yes. And over here, it goes a little bit, that way, yes, that way. Now, where they are? Well, third head is approximately here, yeah. So you're going to have this, the elbows somewhere here, yeah, somewhere here, and the same going to be somewhere there, yeah. And now the same space here and the same space over here, yes. So we have forearm here. It goes kind of farther down here, the same space, and of course you're going to have the palette there. The palettes of the hands are kind of synthesized like this. Well, it looks like a hoof actually, then it's a hand, but anyway, you can use it. But you know what kind of hand you have to put it there. It's going to be something like that, yes, and after like this, and you're going to have this, yeah, and so on. You have some kind of hand there. And this, of course, it's going straight, so it's going to go a little bit this way, yes. You go like this, for example, you go like that, yes, and you have some kind of, hand going less or more that way, yeah, approximately. So now you just kind of add these forms a little bit geometric, kind of like going this way, yeah, and that way, yes. Okay, normally I would draw this very light, yes, but because I want you to see, so I have to push it a little bit. And over there, we can see the other part going this way approximately. Yeah, you have that part, you have the elbow, and you're going to have, of course, the forearm over here, over there. Yeah. And now, how we're going to do? Oh, the head, of course, is frontal, so we don't see anything else there. And now we have the legs. So both legs, of course, going to come one from there, and the another going to go a little bit there. Yeah. So we can imagine them. For example, let's say a little bit from the top. So we're going to have some kind of, we're going to just go with the tights. Yeah. It's going to be something like this. And the other tight going to be approximately something around those lines here and there. Yeah. So let's say you have some kind of knee visible there and so on. So look, as you have it, all this form, now you can apply some kind of final contours. And you can go, for example, if you see a little bit, this is going that way. So you will see a little bit the interior there, yeah, interior there. So you have this, but here's going to be in shadow, yes? And this is going to be kind of on top there, yeah? So just push a little bit here and there, yeah? And you have this, yes? And you have, of course, a little bit, you know, oh, maybe no. Maybe here I'm going to do it as it is. A little bit covers the elbow. Yes. Okay. And you go there. You go there. Yeah. And you're going to see, of course, here a little bit the inner part, which is going to be also in shadow. So we have in shadow this part. Yes. Okay. In shadow that part. And we have the palette of the hand. Yeah. Which is kind of conical here on the side, and on the front, of course, we have similar, yeah, like this. And you know that this is approximately 2/3 of the forearm. So we're done here, and now we know that here we have what? Well, we have the chest, yes, which we see a little bit from the side, isn't it? And it goes a little bit that way, the front of it, yes, front of it. And you have the base over there, yeah, have the base over there, but you're going to put some neck there, yes, okay? So we can put it kind of simplistically if you want, yes? Or if you put this triangle, you can do it the way I was already explaining you to it. But anyway, let's just go kind of briefly finalize this one. So of course, here I have some kind of, you know, connections, which keeps everything all together. And I have, of course, the base, the kind of pelvis, you know, here, yeah, over there. Yeah, so I have this kind of form of it. It goes a little bit here, so this is going to be the front. And now, oh, let's me just do this. And now we call it, let's just finish first the forms itself, okay? The form itself. So that's the type, one, for example, yes, and another, yeah. Let's say that they are going to be exactly less or more in the same situation as I'm keeping the model. So let's just finish with this contours a little bit briefly. Yeah, something like this. So you see a little bit the inside, yeah, over there. This is the elbow, and you see the other forearm going that way approximately. And let's say I'm going to have the palette of the hand, let's going this way, or maybe a little bit that way. Yes, you have something of this kind going that way, yeah, and that way. Yeah. So as you have this sketch of the figure, less or more, you know, done, now you have to choose the light. Is the light coming from the right or from the left? Yes, you have to decide, or from the top, because you're going to have different core shadows here. Yes, so let's maybe do like this, that the light is going to come from the left, from here. So what's going to happen there? Of course, look, when the beams of the light come somewhere there, you're going to start having what? Core shadows, and you disperse, yes? The same going to be there approximately, yes? And on the sphere, you're going to have somewhere there, yeah? Okay. And of course, here you will have a little bit this. Actually, you can leave it as a paper, but from here, you will kind of push some kind of core shadow, yes? And now the head, if the beams go there, so what you're going to have it approximately here, yes? You're going to have core shadows, yes? Okay, so you just put it, yeah, gently, yeah, over there. And you have this part, and what's going to happen on the neck, this part going to have also core shadow dispersed that way, isn't it? And all this together going to project some kind of shadow on this side. And this part is going to be slightly in shadow, yes. So it's going to go like this, and to the paper, yeah, and to the paper, yeah. Perpendicular, you always apply the shading perpendicularly to the direction of the light. If the direction of the light is like this, so you go that way. Yes, and you're going to have it approximately this. You modify it a little bit, this was dark, and you leave the paper there. Over here, what's going to happen? You're going to, of course, have some kind of shadow of this arm on the chest, yes, yeah, and it's going to go approximately somewhere like this, yes, because it's projected to that side, yes, so you're going to have something like this. So you modify a little bit here, yes, over there. So now this part, of course, this part going to project a little bit, so you're going to have something as a shadow here, but the rest you're going to have the core shadow somewhere here, yeah, okay, yeah, somewhere there. And over here is going to have somewhere there, yeah, because it's going to be in light. Here is going to be a little bit this projection on this upper arm. And here you're going to have, of course, the core shadow, very small one somewhere there, yeah. Okay. And over there, what's going to happen, just here, you're going to have a little bit something darker, yeah. And as you go now to the rest, of course, here, this is light. So here you're going to have it perpendicularly. You're going to have a little bit the kind of front, also the same way down as the chest. And now what is happening here, this is going to be probably the light going to penetrate this entire top. But over there, if you go, you're going to have perpendicularly. So you're going to have approximately here, you're going to have kind of core shadow, and you disperse this, yes? And over here, of course, you're going to have some projection of something here. This, of course, is going to be much more in shadow because this block going to project on this side, the shadow. And here, of course, you're going to go with this approximately this way and this way. And somewhere there, you're going to have also core shadow. Yes, less or more. Okay. And all this is going to be a little bit entirely in shadow. Yes. And of course, here you're going to have a little bit something on the knee and also here on the knee over there. So we kind of briefly put it the core shadows of the black. And now we're going to modify them with white. So now the light is coming from there. So, of course, sorry for this. Natalia, I am busy. I call you in the moment. So now we're going to, the light is coming from the left, okay? So we're going to have what? Core of light now to dimensionalize this form. So we're going to put it, is go there. So it's going to be somewhere there, yeah? You go a little bit this, a little bit there, a little bit, not too much, yeah? And also here, this is going to be a little bit whiter, and after is going to be the paper. Here, what's you going to have it? You're going to have the paper on the top, yes, but here you're going to have a little bit white, yes, okay, a little bit white. And here, this is going to be entirely white, yes, the top, but here you're going to have the core shadow, sorry, the light shadow here, the core of light here, yeah, over there. And here, what's you going to have it? Well, you're going to have this is going to be much more exposed to the light than closer to the black, yes. Over there, you're going to have entirely white, and then move it gently to the paper. Don't do it further, just a little bit white. Here, the same, core of, on the neck, a little bit core of light, and here, of course, you're going to have the light just somewhere there. The most stronger going to be somewhere over here, yeah, okay? And over there, you will have a little bit here, and you just go to the paper, a little bit here, and of course, core shadow there, and you're going to have this part. Of course, you're going to have a stronger, much more darker here, yeah. No, sorry, whiter, because this is going to be, you see, it's coning that way, and this is coning that way. So you're going to have much more light here to the paper, yes. However, here, you're going to have the light over there to the paper, okay? That's what you're going to have this, forms in 3D. And now, of course, what is going to happen that this part is going to be lighter, and here is going to be a little bit as a paper is, okay? Because it's always when the light is hitting, you know, corner, you have always much more shadow here and much less here. So if you project light on the white cube, you will see that if you compare the white here and the white there, this white is much more whiter, yes? Because it's all about how the light is hitting the corners, yes? So if it's 45 degree, yes? If it's 45 degree, so you already, this part is whiter than that one. If it's going much more vertically to the corner, then you have much more lighter everything. But if this is going much more, that angle is hitting the corner. So of course you're going to have, you know, just a second, I'm just going to erase this a little bit. You're going to have the lighter part a little bit here, and after it's going to be kind of, you know, much more, the white is going to be much more softer there, yeah? But you're going to have much more stronger over here, yeah? So those are kind of, I have a video about the shadows, so go look on YouTube and how the shadows is work, so it kind of it will explain you everything. So in order to kind of finish with this figure, so look, now you can emphasize the contrast, yeah? You put a little bit much more stronger white and disperse this a little bit. You can put it a little bit, some kind of, you see, stronger points. The white, you don't have to do it much, yeah? Yeah, just little there and there. Ah, we forgot that part, you see? So here you're gonna have a little bit the white over there, because the corner, as it heats, it projects a little bit much more darker white here. So you leave the paper, but the white is on the side. Yeah, so the same here, you can add a little bit much more contrasted whites everywhere, a little bit to make this form much more, you know, dimension. Ah, we forgot that one over here. Yeah, so add a little bit kind of core shadow, yes, over there. Yeah, and you can do the same with the black. So you can push it now a little bit, you know, the black much more stronger here and there. So as you push these forms, you get much more, you see, contrasted, you know, much more contrasted forms, yes, okay, much more dynamic, yes, everything gets much more dynamic. So you kind of, you know, get there, and you know, just you don't have to, but you can push it a little bit more, certain things, yes, here and there, okay, in order to have much more dynamic, you know, the 3D effects of these forms, yes. So if you dimensionalize a little bit much more, you know, the 3D aspect, it gets kind of much more interesting. And furthermore, if you would kind of look a little bit analytically in these forms, yeah, so what you can still do, the head a little bit over there, a little bit kind of push a little bit much more, you know, contrast here, and maybe under the neck over there, yeah, and a little bit here and there. So you're pushing the forms to getting a little bit much more dimensionality. What you can do after, you can also understand what you're really looking at, the form. So of course here, analytically, you would have frame of, yeah, circles, isn't it? Or you can do it with black also, yeah? So you can kind of try to get, you know, what you actually have there. There's some kind of skeleton of forms, and goes vertically as well, yeah? Over there. So you see certain, you know, yes, Natalia. Jesus, I cannot finish video. You want to pick Hamag Andre? Go ahead. Okay, so I go. Okay, I go. So you can imagine kind of the dimensionality of those forms, yes? And the same here, yeah? Okay, you know that there's certain space taken, yes? And also here, it's kind of looking in front of you, so you're going to have maybe these divisions here. So it helps you to kind of understand, you know, the dimensionality of, you know, the form if you cut everything over there, yeah, you understand actually that this is 3D, you know, elements everywhere is 3D, 3D, 3D. Yes. So making this much more stronger, you can kind of, you know, push some kind of white on one side, yes, a bit over there. So just kind of get it a little bit much more, you know, whiter here and there. Yeah. Okay. This way and this way, this way and this way. Yeah. Over there. Yeah. Over there. So just kind of make this drawing much more, you know, in effect, or you can also put it a little bit much more darker parts there. Yeah. And get this model coming out from, of course, some kind of dark space, which you kind of, you know, disperse over there, yeah, and disperse over there, yeah, over there, and disperse over here, yeah. So we're going to have kind of, you know, the model appearing from the black. We're going to do this with the other models. I'm going to, you know, sketch with you. So this is going to be regarding using this kind of the most primitive, the wooden one, yes, which I rather would use this in the worst scenario, but I would never even bother with it because first of all, it's out of proportion. Head is not at all, you know, in proportion. So drawing these models is really, I know that it exists since long time in the schools, whatever, but I don't know for what reason, you know, it's just drawing, having fun with it is fine, but it's not, if you want to practice in proportions, kind of geometric perception of the human form, because that's what you should learn first before you start drawing much more realistic forms, like arms after you know the muscles, you will understand what to do here. Yeah. So you know, this is of course later much more realistic shapes of everything. Yes. So you go there, you have the arms, you have the muscle, you have that thing, and you have after, you know, you can have the hands and everything you can actually create on based on this kind of skeletons. You can go after and create really, you know, much more realistic forms. But you have to first, of course, yeah, you have to first sketch geometric forms. So this is not the best option, but anyway, if you have, and it's very, you cannot, you see, you cannot have all kind of figures. It's much more static, and it's kind of, maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't recommend this kind of models at all for sketching, unless they fix the head and they do this stuff in proportions. So we're going to move to the another forms now. So let's go.